Hello YouTube. Today on Revell Showcase, I have my 124 scale Revell TMC trucking sprint car. As you can see, it is definitely not the TMC trucking sprint car that you would know to be. This is actually a custom creation that I had done using a kit that I had picked up for $4 from a thrift store down in Marion, Indiana. It is missing a few things. As you can see, the front steering linkage is missing, as well as the steering box and steering wheel. Those were missing from the kit, or I should say half of that interior part for the steering was missing from the kit. The idea is I have a garage set that I'm planning on building for this, and it's basically like he's just building up his first sprint car and just waiting to get the last parts in before race weekend, or opening week. Hence the reason that it is also done up in this fresh look. It has no weathering at all. Some of the custom things that I went ahead and done with this, I'll point out, is I went ahead and put in the wing struts, both on top and bottom. As you can see, this one's a little bent. But those were done using just a small little strips of plastic card. Not sure the exact dimensions off the top of my head, but they're pretty much about the thinnest, smallest strips that you can purchase. If you'd like to know exactly what that is, I can definitely look that up for you. The decal sheet, for the most part, for the Pepsi, the number 5, and Hoosiers were all purchased and used through Power Slide, or their Power Slide decals, I should say. Some of the older, like the Skoll Copenhagen, the Simpson, the Valvoline, those are from another manufacturer, and I apologize, I can't think of the manufacturer off the top of my head. They went down okay. Even this Hoosier is from them. They are extremely thick decals, and not exactly the greatest. They're a little hazy is the best way that I can put it. As you can see with the Skoll Bandit one up here, it looks nice, but when you compare it to the clarity of the Pepsi, it's night and day. Wanted to kind of keep that Pepsi swirl look, kind of the wave look of that old Pepsi logo. So I went ahead and did that in the paint scheme with the red and blue. So you have the red swirl up here, for the blue swirl down here. Obviously there is a little bit of overspray here and there. I tried to go back and tidy all of that up, but you might notice a little bit of overspray here and there. Like I said, the Power Slide decals went down absolutely beautiful. The engine itself is just the stock kit engine with some additional weathering. So go ahead and pull our wings off. And I'll go ahead and pull off the hood. It's been a while since this has been off. There we go. So get the hood off there. Taking a look, I went ahead, and this is the first engine that I, not necessarily super detailed, but I did detail up. I am missing what would normally be the run from the radiator over to the block, which would connect right here to up here, as well as from down there to the radiator again. I'm missing those. So it's not technically a fully plumbed engine, but at the same time, doing this wiring, specifically back here to the distributor, was a bit of a nightmare. Trying to get all of the wires into their correct locations and then run the 4 wires underneath the exhaust headers and stuff like that. But yeah, just take your time. If you're wanting to try this, definitely give it a try. The wire that I used, if you're into computers, you may know of SCSI, SCSI, 52-pin wire for an old tape drive. Where I was working at the time was tossing out some, and I grabbed them. The gauge of wire is what I would consider spot on for 1/25th scale and 1/24th scale. Spark plug line. So absolutely loved that. Kind of did the wiring. The way that I did the wiring was based off of a picture that I found online. So it's not 100% prototypically correct, but then again, still looks pretty good in my personal opinion. The other couple of the other fun things that I did was I took a Pepsi logo similar to what's up here on the wing and used it on the right rear tire to fill out the little plate that would cover up the wheel to keep mud from accumulating inside of the wheel. And then on the bottom side here, I do have a single line running to the rear brake calipers. So as you can see, still a little bit of gaps with the rear end. It definitely is a kit that's showing its age. It's got a lot of ejector pins all over it. But overall, I love the look of this specific sprint car, especially after going through and doing the custom paint job to kind of pay homage a little bit to the old school of, you know, the racing with the old Pepsi logos and things like that. So hope you guys have enjoyed this quick look around the number 5 Pepsi Sprint car. I'll go ahead and get the top wing drop back on for a final spin around. As you can see, this thing just barely sits on the top. There's not a lot holding her on. But yeah, definitely a great build. It took me about, in all honesty, it took about 3 years to build, but it was one of those builds where you start, stop, start, stop. Sat on the shelf of doom for a long time, was wondering if I was actually ever going to get it completed, and then finally just said, you know what, I want to get this thing built, and just said, alright, and just went whole hog on it, and this is the end result of that effort. Like I said, definitely, you know, as it is with most models, not 100% perfect. Does have its flaws and things like that, but absolutely, again, just love the end result of it. And have some pictures over on Facebook that I took of this out on the roof of my car. So if you want to go check out the actual reveal photographs, you're more than welcome to do so. I think the best compliment I got was a guy posted it that, you know, just seeing a picture of it sitting on the car, it looked so realistic to him. He was actually starting to wonder, or it kind of reminded him and give him the mental smell, if you will, of race fuel and race fumes from a dirt track that he used to run at. So it's those stories that absolutely make this hobby come to life. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration for a build of your own. Have a wonderful rest of your day.